Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're looking in the Sneaky Peek journal at this little guy. And what we're going to do also is to do a few odds and ends for the Farmer's Almanac journal. So stay tuned for all of that. This here was where I have a die cut that cuts out this shape of a snowflake. Well, after I cut that out, I used that negative part where the snowflake came out of to run some glitter paste through there to make these beautiful little pink snowflakes. Then I used these dots from the Dollar Tree and put in there. It also has the definition for season here and this gorgeous poinsettia. I wanted to call it a peony. Yeah, I love that thing. It's so pretty. Now here I did an odd little pocket. This was the envelope that came out of the kit. You can see the other end here. I didn't quite get it to work correctly right in this section. But it would go like that. It would shut or open. I have a big button here that reflected the buttonhole. Actually, it's a tag. It's also in this pocket with one of the pretty cutout ladies on it. And just some little pieces, odds and ends. And you can see her edge that she always has on her envelopes. But that goes in here. And then I did this little banding, which was cut-offs from something else I had done in the kit. And then I have a snowflake up here. This was a freebie background that she gave us at one time. And then here was the tag that came out of it. Of course, more little pieces of paper and stuff that I had lying around. Collaged the whole background. This little person got put on there. They're collecting a tree. And then I wove this ribbon in here. And I always thought it was kind of a cool thing where I did the eyelets and then I wove the ribbon in and then I tucked it on either side to make it stay there. And that went back down into here. So that was our little sneaky peek of the day. What's going on over here? Wait a minute. There's more. Oh, this is a file folder. No, it's not a file folder. It's actually just a two-sided journal card, I guess, and it tucks down into this side tuck that I made here. I figured that was the mama and that was the two little kids. She's out walking the dog. And then we have this little party lady here with her fox stole. But these backgrounds she did for this was so pretty. That pink just really, it made a different kind of a Christmas kit. All right, let's put this back over here. And we're going to look into this signature here. This is my second signature for my Farmer's Almanac journal. As you can see, the bird is in there, sticking his head way out. But I had to flip through and figure out where I wanted to put this. So it ended up, I'm putting it here on this page. So I'm going to have to pull that out and I'll set this to the side. This is sort of a neutral page. That's kind of why I picked it. I didn't want to have to fight with the reds and stuff like that to make it work, And this is going to be, this little piggy went to market, fabric flip. Because this little piggy, he's going to be up underneath of here. And la charcuterie, isn't it like that cheese board that you get to snack on? Well, I guess that's what's going to happen to this poor little piggy. He's going to get snacked on. But he's got to get there first. So we have, and thank you, Jody, for sending me these napkins. I'm going to use the whole thing. The whole thing. And, well, Piggy's going to be put down here. He's going to get like a glued with regular glue stick, and we're going to put him down after we get his back layers off. Then here's the truck that's taking him to to the farmer's market. Here it is, farmer's market. I think I'm going to try to get that part out of here to go on the fabric flip. And what a fabric flip is, Gail Augustinelli does them all the time. I'm not one to do them, but I thought I'd do it for this. But you'll take these pieces of material and place over somewhere, over a page. And usually you leave it blank so somebody can write there and nobody could see it. But we're going to hide the little piggy in there. And Then on the top layer is going to be the piggy fabric. I thought I was going to use that for the inside and this for the outside of my journal, but another thought occurred. Now, I had this ribbon. I got it at the Dollar Tree. It's got that little red truck on it. So it's a little red truck here. Plus, I'm going to have a few more pops of red in trucks or whatever going through this journal. But that's going to go across the top. So it's going to like finalize the top of the flip. So let's get the piggy fixed first. And what the trick is, let me reach over here and get it. The trick is to get some scotch tape when you have several layers on your napkin. So you just take a little bit of your tape and you can go down in the center or wherever and start ripping. And usually there's two. So let's see if we can find us another one. Oh yeah, there it is. So you just kind of rip it off. And once you get started, it'll usually go, but do be careful. Sometimes they like to rip after the fact. Kind of as a get back at the person tearing them apart. So, did I thank you for being here? I really, really am so happy that you come to visit and to see what was going on today. Oh, there's always something going on in Rhoda's craft room. But I'm trying to get a bunch of videos done. So I'm trying to do one a day. And I'm getting tired. It's more than I can do. I know that, like Gail, she does one every day, an hour long, every day. But I think she films all of hers like on one day, or she does at least 4 of them on one day. And then she just will get them all figured out. Then she's got the rest of the week to relax, kind of a situation. I don't know. I'm not. I have been able to do 2 a day, but it really gets me tired. And I think it may have been what happened to me the other day when I killed 2 of my videos that needed to be put out. It was that and technology. Technology gets the better of me every time. Alright, so we got that going down. I'm okay with it being a little bit, not all the way up to the top, because that's where that ribbon will go to hide the piggy, or hide the whole flip. I don't know if I'm completely down over here. Let's put us a little more along the edge. There we go. Yeah, I didn't have it completely down over there. And yeah, the bottom is good. This side is good. We're good. Okay, we're good. Now I'm going to push a little more just to try to get all the wrinkles out, because there's usually a wrinkle or two. I guess they still could write on this if they wanted to. I got that one little piece there, but that part is not going to be seen because of the flip. Okay, that'll work for me. Alright, so next we got to rip our fabric. And that's usually the way she does it. Sometimes the upper fabric or the bottom fabric is a little bit bigger than the top fabric. And then she does more layers than just 1 or 2. She sometimes has a ton of them. Alright, I got farmhouse, and then I see the farmer's market, which is the one I want right there. So let's see how we can do that. I've got the back of the pretty little truck. I'll have the side of a truck, and will I have this bottom truck? I think I will. Okay. So let's cut it and rip it right here. Will it rip? Yeah. I did see Butcher over here. Fresh, delicious Butcher. We'll skip that part. We don't want to scare the piggy. So we're going to cut this here and go across now. Okay, come on. Alright, now I have to cut that little string so it'll let go. get this out of the way and cut it down a little bit more. About right here. Oh, there. Did I annihilate Farmhouse? I almost did. Oh, I think you can still see it. And if you get little flippy flaries, you know, the little rip-offs here, where you get fringe, that's great. You want fringe. Gives it a natural look. Now, I did not iron this. That didn't happen. So, it might have a little bit of a rough look to it, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm good with this one for the bottom. I can see my truck. I wish the butcher thing was out there better, but I've got Farmhouse over here, which makes me happy. All right, piggies, let's see. I have some triangles in here. I must have been doing something with this fabric at one time or another. So let's see. Oh, where's the top? Trying to find the top. Well, if I can, I'll just go to the bottom. I'm still having technical issues here. Oh. All right, there is me a top, and I've got some great piggy faces right there. So we are going to try cutting it. Let me measure. So that one's about right there. So if I got about right here, where I get that one little piggy's full face, I think that'll be good. Okay. How long do we want it? Wait a minute, let me scooch this up. And I'm going to have to go across about right here. I know I'm going to lose these two piggies' faces right here, but maybe do a little thinking. Do I want that piggy or this piggy? This little piggy went to market. I think we're just going to rip it right here. Alright, now I need a ripped edge on this other side, and hopefully I didn't cut that much off, because it's hard to rip. Oh, there we go. Hard to rip when it's a thin piece like that. Alright. Get all our fringe off it wants to come. Whew. There. And then we're going to put the little piggies right there. Alright, I'm going to tuck this little piece of paper up underneath of here, because I'm going to use some fabric tack. And I don't want it to get everywhere. I might have to refill my bottle again. I seem to have to refill this bottle all the time. Alright, so what we're going to do is put our fabric here. We want to make sure it kind of covers, because it's sort of a reveal. So I want it to cover the napkin. And yeah, I think that's going to work. And I didn't want to put too many layers of fabric, just so it wouldn't take up that much room. So we're going to put us a little bead of glue right across here. And it's got to hold both layers, so be a little generous. And try to make it straight as possible. There we go. I may have to still go back up. Ooh, it's bubbling up. Ooh, there. Let me go back over top of it now with this to go for the piggy fabric. I hope I didn't go out too far, but if I did, it's okay. I've got the ribbon still to come down. Alright, yep, I did go a little too far, but that's alright. I'll get this down. See if I can push that real good. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Piggy's looking good. Is he a little unstraight? Maybe not. All right, I have my truck here to go. We're just going to go across the whole top of all this and hide it. My dad, I had some old pictures of Kermit, and we were trying to date it, and the only way we could do it is to figure out the vehicles that was inside of the photos. Well, wouldn't you know, my dad, he knew all of these vehicles, what year they were and everything. I couldn't believe it. And so that helped us out figuring these photos. He was always into cars. He didn't work on cars, he just liked cars. He would he had, what was it, a Sunliner at one point, and his nephew, who was named also named Grover, he actually bought it from him. And there's this great picture where both of them are sitting in it, looking backward, you know, both young and carefree and happy as can be. Yeah, it's always great to look at old photos. All right, I'm not liking how this edge is coming out, but that's all right. Okay, our little fabric flip is down, and so we have this little piggy goes to market. Here's the little piggy. He not knowing what's going on at all. Then there's the truck. Takes him to the farmer's market or wherever. And then he ends up here as a delicacy. So that one's done. The fabric tack dries really fast, so I can put it right back in here. Okay, there's its spot. And see, that's why I wanted like a neutral page, because it wouldn't fight with it. Because I knew I was going to have this red, and I didn't have that much red in this book. Not as yet. I do have a few napkins with trucks on them, so that's going to get put in here soon. Okay, my next project is this. I don't know if you've ever bought the 2-pack of washi tape. This is Recollections. Actually, it was a 3-piece. But it has a container, it looks like this, with these 2 openings. Well, I decided to make a film strip kind of a situation. And so I cut those parts out, and then this is what I ended up. Now, Tommy, Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy, made something just the other day and posted it. I think it was like yesterday, maybe the day before, which would have been like the 19th or 20th. And oh my gosh, it's like we knew exactly what each other was doing. You know, I didn't even know she was going to make something like that. Mine is going to be different. Hers was up and down, and hers was a pocket. But mine is going to be a pocket as well, but it's going to go that way. So I have my Moo and Cluck and Oink that I'm going to be putting on there in each one of the little scene areas. But I need to cover this first. So what I need to do is probably get my cutter over here. And we're going to cut these down and glue them on top. So I have a wood grain look to it. Let's get this up here. Maybe move it over a little bit where you can see it better. So we have a... well, I can probably make it like, what is that, 1/2 inch, and cut it off. I do need to do the inside though. Now see, I have 2 different pieces of wood as well. So I'll probably just stick with this brown one, so I have them all the same color. So let's go in here and try to cut off that little bit that's in the center. I probably only need 1 strip of it. Try to make it straight. See if that works. Is that a little too big? Even if it's a little too big, that's okay, because it can be that way. So, Then we have this piece we can glue on one, and then I'll cut this one in half, and we'll work that on the other one, and we'll just do a lot of cutting off kind of a situation. Let me cut that right here. There we go. And I sometimes have to get my tweezers in here to get this little piece out. There. All right, get that out of the way. And get the gluing. Don't need this one, we need this one. At least I hope this one will work, because this is a shiny surface. Oh. So first we're going to go inside here. And we're going to trim them down with our little shears here. Just get them to cut just about right. Ugh, that was quite crooked. Okay. And then we have this one. Oh, I made a project yesterday. I'd been wanting to make it for a while. And it was with those beautiful ladies that I used on the silverware pockets. I'm wanting to show you so bad, but I don't know. I might have to do a little teaser photo on my page, because this video is not going to be out for a while. It's probably another week or week and a half, something like that. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting to make exactly what I made, and have trouble finding them anywhere, so I had to make my own. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to. Now, we used to go, we have something here. It's the next county over. It's Highland County. It's known for its maple trees. And they are higher up. That's why it's called Highland. But it's right beside West Virginia. Now, what happens is that you will go and be able to eat at a high school. I'm going to have to cut some of these off for these. I didn't cut that wide enough for the top and bottom. But you can go and eat at the high school and or the elementary school, which is always what Dad took us to. This elementary school had a bus that had, it was like a third of a regular sized bus that we've always been on, which was always crazy to us. We'd never seen a bus that small, but that's how many people went to this school, I guess. It was a small school. And the stage, auditorium, basketball court, whatever it is, that's where we would eat. But you would come and get in line, and they would ask you, if you wanted the buckwheat or the pancake. Dad always got that buckwheat. Yuck. I'm sure there's people out there that like it. Now, I didn't make that big enough. But I wasn't one of them. So then they would ask you if you wanted sausage or bacon. And somebody supplied them with all this bacon, thinking about the piggies, for this. They make these big old salmon, sausage patties. I'm trying to get it out. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Okay. So they would get these big old salmon patties, or I'm still doing it. Sausage patties. I must need to make myself some salmon cakes or something. Something's wrong. Oh gosh. So yeah, and you would be able to go and wait for them, and they're fresh off the griddle. There was like several people back there making them, and they had these, like a funnel kind of a thing with a pull trigger on it. And it would shoot off, a stream of the batter. And they had these big flat griddles. And they were just putting out the pancake. I can tell you that. Pancakes right and left. And then you would get your plate and get your drink and go to the auditorium there where all the chairs are at and eat. Now, the children that were in a certain club, I can't remember what the club was, they would be the ones that would serve you. If you needed more pancakes, more sausage, whatever, then you was to ask them, and they would go off and get it for you. That was part of their job or whatever. And then when you got done eating, like I said, we're in McDowell in Highland County, and that's where we would eat ours usually. But there was a bunch of rooms, where all the classes and such was done, and this was where a bunch of crafters would be. And these crafters would be having set up their booth, and all of their goodies are set out there. I was always one to look and study something real good, but I declared I was going to make my own. So there's this one little thing that was really cute. That was the Renews It bottle that you unscrew, and there's like a little cone top to it. Well, this one lady had made those, and they were so cute, and I said, I gotta make that. So I ended up making it. Made several of them for people. They're so cute. And there's a lady that goes around and takes pictures. Over there, they've got so many old barns, and they've got the chestnut. I think it's chestnut. Maybe it's another wood. It's one of those woods that's real rare now. But they had those fences that cross over themselves. They had a lot of those over there. So there's also an old toll booth with the big pole sticking out. That's just as neat. I think that's all the trimming I'm going to do. Now let me do this other side. I can always ink that. Yeah, so you had a lot of stuff to do. Now, also in McDowell there, right across the street, was the fire department. And they had an actual kind of a nice sized cafeteria thing there. They would do a trout dinner. I don't know if I ever had the trout dinner. We would go and go to the next town, that was McDowell, and gosh, I can't remember what the other one's called. But it's where the high school was. And there was a whole lot more people there. They actually had a blacksmith that would set up out there on the I think it was the courthouse grounds. And he would go and be making stuff all day. There was also people that would have quilts out, which was always fascinating to me. I love the quilts. Now, you can go in high school as well, and they would have booths all through the gymnasium full of stuff. And you would hear these train whistles all the time. I guess that's why I'm fascinated. Every time I go to West Virginia, I hear the trains. But there was these whistles. They made them out of wood, and they had that hollow, eerie sound to them. That the wood gives to like a whistle. But it sounded so much like a train coming through the pass, or, it was just neat. And all these little kids had one, and they were going to town with them. But we're going to ink the edges right here. I could probably go in here with a marker, which might be easier. I've got a few pieces here that probably still need to come off from the glue, from me ripping that packaging apart. Yeah, that helped. But yeah, you just get to see all kinds of interesting stuff. Now, we actually went up into one of the buildings, and all these little ladies were up there. They had a quilting bee going on. And they had all their quilts, or this one quilt was all rigged up on an old loom. And you had all these ladies sitting around there working on it. Or they let you come in and do a little bit yourself if you wanted to. It's real neat. And then we would, if you knew where one of the camps was, you could actually go up to where one of the camps is that has all the tubing and stuff put into their maple trees. And they would bring all of that back to this big old vat that had a fire under it. They were stoking that fire constantly. But what they were doing, they took all of that maple sugar water and boiled it down and made it into the maple syrup. Oh, good. It's good stuff, especially when it comes from the main source there. All right, let me see. What am I going to do with that? I need to put something behind it that I'm going to stamp on. All right, I found this little scrap of paper. It's just some like paper bag kind of paper. And I made my mark about where this would be. So I'm going to actually put that down and I'm going to stamp through it because I don't trust myself. All right, let me get some black. I'm getting my VersaFine pigment Onyx Black. I think it'll make a nice dark stamp. And we're going to do Moo first. He's going to go there, probably in the center. My boy's over here watching me. Mr. Graylin. He's been wanting some rubbing. I went over to cut this brown off and he's about to get his tail trimmed. I told him he had to watch out. Alright. That's not too bad. I don't mind it being a little shallow stamped. Hold on, Braylon. I gotta stamp this off. Alright. Moo Moo. Next, we're going to stamp the chicken. I think the chicken will go good over here because he'll be looking inward. Can you see me? I didn't know if I was off the screen. Alright, I got a little bit of a black there and a black around his feet. I think I got that off. Okay. Put my chicken here. It may be that this bag is soaking in. Oh, that is. I think it'll be fine. You can see it. It's just, I think that bag is soaking in a lot of the ink. That happens. Alright, and our oink. Poor little oink. It also could be I need to recharge this poor old ink pad. I've put on cards and everything else over the years. At least 2 to 3, and I haven't really re-inked the pad. I haven't had to do that. Alright. There. Yeah. Each one of them did the same exact thing, so I think that's what the deal is. Alright, let's give this a trim. And if you wondered about the stamp pad here, it's Momenta. It was called Clean Stamps. And I don't know, it's just got lot 6473 and a number back there. I got it there a couple years back, maybe a year or so ago. So I don't know if they even have it anymore. I just tend to buy things that I think I'm going to use, and I'm not exactly sure what drew me to this one. I did like the clock, the few words that's on there. I like the little lantern, you know. Whatever. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down to the back side of this. And then maybe put us a few little gewgaws on the front of it. Maybe. Whoops. Almost went off the road there. What a good driver I am. Alright, so I'm going to actually go the opposite way and put this down this way. So I can make sure I get everybody within the borders. There we go. And if you have to trim a little more, that's okay. Oh, yeah. A little bit more trimming. I didn't quite make it inside the lines. Now, I never was one to color inside the lines. I don't know about any of you out there. But, yeah, it wasn't my forte. My sister, oh my gosh, she would have that stuff all exactly inside the lines. And I just didn't worry about it. Now, I don't know if you've seen this yet. I bought this little guy at Hobby Lobby. No, Michael's. I was needing some kind of little divider. And so I bought it there. Now, I put all of my little pieces of ephemera in here, but I did keep my strip, so I knew where it come from. I think I got 2 of this same one in here. And then I've got this one that has... Oh, I knocked them way back in there, didn't I? Maybe it's... Oh, here it is. This was Curator, number strips, and field notes. So, I kind of know what all of them are. Now, department... I thought there was one with workroom on it, but maybe that one won't work right. Blackberry jam. I don't think I need that one. September the 15th. I don't know. Maybe the department 177 will work. Oh, price is $2.50. Maybe that's what I need. Something with prices on it. Yeah. That might work. And see, I've got all these little tiny things in here. That's little tiny snippets. I thought maybe they might look good on here. I've been working my way through these things forever, but there were so many of them. I'm trying to pick some colors that might go well. There's a green. What else have I got there? Lichen. No, I don't need that. I do like this little skinny one over the other ones. I ain't too sure about this one now, unless I cut that down. Might not worry about that one having a number on it. No, I just ain't seeing nothing in there. It's appealing to me. And then over here, I need to do a little bit of something else. Maybe that one. Okay, let's see if I can work those into it. And then the other one was down in here is my salvage tags and keepsakes. So they're a little bigger. So it just depends on what you got to work with. So let's see. See what we can do. Just to add a little bit of interest to this plain film strip or whatever you want to call it. Okay, we'll put that one right there. And then I got this skinny one. Can't get my fingers on it. I like the colors on this one. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to put that one up here. That takes almost the whole distance of that piece. Alright, I don't know about the rest of these, but I may put this in between 2. Got a little bit more on there than I wanted to. Okay, maybe like right here. I almost thought that said Equus. That's a horse. Maybe put one right up there. Okay. Now I think I had one more thing to try to figure out, and it may be I just tell you about it, and I'll figure it out off screen. But it is, I wanted a silo in this this journal. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where this goes, but I have a pocket now. I'm going to glue it down 3 sides. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's almost 6. Well, I got some long long pieces of paper in certain areas, so that's where I'll probably have to fit that. I guess I put enough. I knew this sticky surface was going to affect me. Maybe I needed to pinch that a little harder. Yeah, down here it needed it too. So beware if you use these. I've used this before for a film strip. I think they're kind of cute to take that piece of trash and to form it into that. Okay, in this signature, in the very center, I was showing you that I had this piece here. That came from an old paper pad I had that I made some recipe books out of. And the way I've got it, I may do it that way and put a couple of Velcro dots in here. But it was to go in the center to hide the tie. Now, since this had a barn in the center, I thought that would be perfect. Got the red barn, and I've got this red piece. And I was just going to leave it as is. But I think I'm going to put a silver dome on the top of it. Maybe on both sides, kind of a thing, because it has to open. Or just on the front side. I'm not sure how I was going to do that. Maybe I'll do it just on the front, but I'll back it also with the silver in the little dome form. So yeah, let me see if I can do that real quick. Now I've got this pewtery silver foil kind of cardstock from Michaels, and I think a piece of this might work. These are just, these are pieces that I had left over from cutting something probably back at Christmas or somewhere in there. I got these two that are about the same size, so we're going to use those. And what I'm thinking is I'll just draw on the back of one how I want this to kind of look. So it's going to be sort of, and I can't have it too tall because this has got to go in the center. Maybe it's not even going to be as tall as I want it to be for this book, but if you need to take something that's like circular and you can like put it down here like a cup or part of a bowl and get you to have just a semicircle of sorts. I can't remember. I think they got a little knob on the top of them, but we're not going to worry about that. But I know they've got these lines in them. So we may try to put those on there. So let's go ahead and cut this and see if it's going to work for us. I like to take a piece of newspaper sometimes and use that to create my template, and then I'll go and do what I'm doing here. Now I got to do it this way because this is the way they're going to go together. And then so I'll cut it like that. All right. Being awful quiet, aren't I? Like I said, I was kind of tired. My brain ain't working. Okay, so what we're going to do, this will be the base of our silo, and that's going to be the top. And I don't think I need it to be that far out. I need to trim just a little bit more off of it. Okay. A little bit more on this side. Make it a little more rounded. It's almost there. Almost there. What is that noise? It must be Domino in there playing with something. Okay, I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work. I'm going to just make sure I cut just that last little tip off. Okay, now what I was going to do is just glue it to the front and the back, but I did want to put some little ridges in here. Maybe I'll put them in with a pencil, because I just wanted to do like at the very top, wherever that's at, right here, I think. I'm going to draw like right down like that, and like that. And then I know there's another one like over here and over here. Yeah. Oof. I was coming up the wrong way on that one. I got to fix it. So let me just put a few more lines in here. There. Can you see what I did? I put a few lines in to groove it. This pencil is not writing on here whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about that. Then we're going to do right here. Right there. Oh, got a little bit too big. Come down right here. And right there. Okay, we're good. I'm going to put this one on the front. I'm considering this the front. So I'll put me a bead of glue. Put it down. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, this is the perfect kit, yada, yada. And I thought, where's the silos? You can't have a farm without a silo, right? Do you agree? So I said, oh no, I gotta make one. And I was thinking, how do I do that? So I came up with this idea. I went over a little too far. Okay, there we go. Or did I? Maybe that's fine. Because that's got to go in the, kind of in the crease. Now the other idea to finish this is to go on the back side. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the whole thing. And glue it against the other one. Okay. The other way. Trying to slide out of my fingers. There we go. Am I up there right? I think so. As long as that still shuts. Yep, it does. Let me pinch it shut. There. Oh. So, there's the silo. I know you can see that little bit right there. I could trim that. That's kind of where my thing's going to have to get tied in, so I don't want to take too much away. And then you have the back side, and you can still see it. Oh, that works. That works. All right, I have a request from Nilda from Online Painting School, and she would like this for me to show her kind of how the Bohemian beads work. And what they are these that I showed you the other day. And they're just like a rolled up bead. This is more like a barrel shape. But the prettier the paper is, the better. You can spray your paper. I think on the one that I gave to my cousin Joan, I actually put a little gold on the top and the bottom here. But then you would wind them around something like a pointy object like this to start out. So you have the bead hole. Then I just took some spare beads that I had and an eye hook. You can see the eye hook. And then I made the hook on the other end, or the round hole, because I used to do, bracelets. So let me get this one piece and show you. And I'll see if I can explain it. I might have to come down so you can see it a little better as well. And I have this piece of paper here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. I need to cut it down some. So let me get this in here and slice off this white part. Now I learned the longer you can make these, the better. So we're just gonna make it right here, because the longer they are, the more you're able to adjust them. And what happened was, I was making these short beads, and I was trying to get them longer. And then if you want to have a point on your end, then you have to have room to make that point come out. So yeah, that's the thing. You had to make room for all that. Now this one, I'm just going to make flush. So what you do is you'll start it, and you don't really have to glue. Am I in screen? Yeah. You don't really have to glue until you get to the end. So what I'm going to do here is just start to roll. This is the hard part. It may be the part you want to add a little glue. Let's let's do a little glue strip, glue stick, and see if we could get that to stick. That might be what helps it. So you just kind of pick it up and roll it with your finger. Oh, yeah, that did it. But try to be straight. You got to try to just keep going in the right order. Now, glue stick may be the thing to go for this. So we're just going to put some up through there. And you keep rolling and rolling. And like I say, the fatter you want it, the more paper you need. So you may have to stop at a certain point and add you another strip of paper. Now, I'm already going off kilter, but, you know, that's the name of the game. You got to get back on it. So I'm trying to straighten it up. It's like trying to put your toilet paper back on the roll after a cat's played with it and it's all over the floor. Okay, so there we go. Let's keep going and try to adjust to get a straight edge top and bottom. Not doing so bad so far. If it's a little loose, that's okay. I mean, you just practice at it. There may even be somebody that will roll up a whole sheet and cut the pieces. I didn't even think to do that. All right, so I'm trying to straighten it back up just a little bit more right there. There. And I got that piece right there that is white. We don't want that. So we'll cut that off. But make sure we put us a little bit of glue here at the end. Maybe you want a stronger glue. Now see how small that is? That's because you almost need 2 to 3, probably 2, or thicker paper. I just use copy paper. So that's all the distance I got out of it. But you can get a little bit of gold and stick on your finger and paint the ends of it with it. Now, if it's wider, it's going to be really pretty with that. You can also do some mica sprays on your paper before you get done, or even after. You could like lay that down there and spray it now and then roll it around. But that is a bohemian bead. Now, if you wanted to make it pointier, like I said, you're going to cut it off and go toward the point when you're rolling. And you'll have like a little V-shaped guy there. I think I had that on the one I was showing you. What did I do with it? Oh, here we go. So you can kind of see this one where I have like a point that's finishing that. But if you wanted the bead to not be a barrel and more of a wide in the middle and pointier on both ends, then you're going to have to cut it a certain way. I may not know how to explain that. So I hope this helped you, Nilda. And everybody, give them a try. They're really fun. I mean, you can make a bunch of them just like this. And, you know, they're pretty. And everybody, all my subscribers and viewers, I hope you have a great, great day, a great weekend. This might get to you in the middle of the week, so maybe have a great week. But thank you for coming to visit, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.